1. Introduction. My name is Brittany. My life changed when I was 27 years old. Before that time, I believed my first marriage would last forever. I thought it was a promise that would never break. But life has its own plans, and my story took a different turn. My marriage started with love, but slowly, things became difficult. My husband and I began to argue very often. These arguments were not small. They happened almost every day. We talked about many things, but we often disagreed. We found it hard to understand each other. The happy times became fewer, and the sad times grew. Over time, the love we once shared started to disappear. It was like a light slowly getting darker. This was very painful to see and feel. I tried to make things better. I wanted to save our marriage. I tried to talk, to listen, and to change some things. But it was not enough. The distance between us grew larger and larger. Our hearts became tired. Then came the day I had to sign the divorce papers. It was a very sad and difficult day. My hand shook a little as I held the pen. Each word on the paper felt heavy. Signing those papers meant that our marriage was truly over. It meant saying goodbye to a big part of my life. I felt a deep sadness in my heart. It felt like a failure, like I had lost something very important. After I signed, I walked away. I left our old life behind. For a moment, I felt very lost. I did not know what my future would look like. I was unsure about everything. But then a new feeling came. It was a feeling of freedom. It was a small spark of hope. I realized that this ending was also a new beginning. I told myself, this is not the end of my story. This is just the start of a new one. I felt ready to open a new chapter in my life. I knew it would be hard, but I also felt a new strength inside me. I was ready to find out who Brittany would be next. 2. A new start. After the divorce, I found a new place to live. It was a small apartment in the city, not far from my job. The rooms were not big, but they were clean and bright. I painted some walls a soft blue color. I bought a few new things for the kitchen and a comfortable chair for reading. It was a fresh start in a physical space, a place that was only mine. I hoped to make it feel like home soon, a true personal sanctuary after a difficult time. The first few weeks in the apartment were hard. The nights were very quiet. Sometimes the silence felt too big. I was used to having another person around, to hearing sounds, even small ones, in the evening. Now there was just me and the quiet city outside. I often felt lonely, and the empty space in the apartment felt heavy. I would sit by the window and watch the city lights, thinking about my life and all the changes. Sometimes I cried, letting out all the feelings I held inside. It was a time for sadness, but also for thinking about what I wanted next and what true happiness meant for me. I knew these quiet moments were important for me to process everything. I decided to focus on myself. During the day, I worked hard. My job was important, and it helped me to not think too much about the past. In the evenings, I started to take care of myself better. I cooked healthy meals, even if it was just for one person. I started to read books again, something I had not done much before. I also began to walk in a park near my apartment, enjoying the fresh air and nature. These small steps helped me feel stronger and more centered each day. My friends were very kind. They called me often and asked me to go out. They wanted me to meet new people and try dating again. "Brittany, you need to go out. There are many good men out there," they would say. I knew they meant well, and I appreciated their care, but I was not ready. I always thanked them, but I politely said no. I told them I needed more time for myself to simply be. My heart was still healing, and I felt it was important to listen to that feeling before moving on. I made a promise to myself. I would not rush into anything new. Before finding new love, I needed to find myself again. I needed to understand what truly made me happy, independent of anyone else. This was a time for healing, for growing, and for becoming strong on my own. It was a new start, and I wanted to build it carefully, brick by brick, just for me, with a clear mind and a peaceful heart. 3. A kind stranger. One morning, the city was busy as usual. I was walking quickly to work, holding my coffee cup. My mind was on my tasks for the day. Suddenly, my foot caught on something small. I lost my balance. My coffee cup flew from my hand and landed on the hard street. Dark brown liquid splashed everywhere. Some coffee even got on my clothes. I felt a mix of surprise and deep frustration. It was just one more small problem in my life. I sighed, looking at the mess. I felt a little embarrassed, too, as people walked past me. Then a voice spoke. "Do you need some help?" I looked up. A man was standing there. He bent down without waiting for my answer. He started to pick up my things from the ground, including the empty cup. His movements were calm and kind. As he stood up, he looked at me. He had very kind eyes, and his smile was warm and friendly. It was a genuine smile, not a forced one. He saw my face and the coffee on my shirt. "It looks like you need a new coffee," he said. His words were simple, but they made me laugh. It was a real laugh, the first one I had felt in many weeks. For a moment, I forgot my worries. His offer was unexpected but welcome. "Yes, maybe I do," I replied. "My name is Matt," he said. "Let me get you another one." We started to walk together to a small cafe nearby. The air was cool, and the sound of the city was around us. I felt a little shy at first, but Matt made it easy. He did not ask many questions about why I was sad or why I dropped my coffee. He just talked about simple things. Inside the cozy cafe, we found a small table near the window. He bought me a fresh, hot coffee, just the way I liked it. We sat down, and he began to tell me about his day, about a book he was reading and about his work. He was gentle in his way of speaking, with a calm and steady voice. He was simple in his stories, but very interesting to listen to. He listened to me when I spoke, truly listened, without trying to give advice or change the subject. It was a new feeling for me. I realized that I felt very safe with him, something I had not felt with anyone for a very long time. This chance meeting on a busy street felt like a small, unexpected gift in my often lonely life. It was a moment of quiet kindness that I truly needed. 4. Making a friend. Matt and I started meeting often. We met for coffee in the mornings before work, and sometimes we had lunch. These meetings became a normal part of my week. I looked forward to seeing him. Our conversations were easy and natural. He always asked about my day, and he listened carefully. His presence brought a gentle calm to my busy city life. He had a way of making me laugh. After many sad months, his jokes and stories brought a smile to my face. I felt light when I was with him. He did not ask many questions about my past life, but he always listened when I wanted to talk. This was important to me. I felt safe to be myself without any pressure. I learned many things about Matt. He told me he liked to read books, especially old ones. He also loved music and could play the guitar a little. Cooking was another one of his hobbies. He often talked about trying new recipes. I told him about my work and the small apartment where I lived. We shared simple, everyday moments. One afternoon, during lunch, I felt ready to share more about my past. I told him about my divorce. It was still hard to talk about. I explained how my first marriage ended and how lonely I had felt. Matt listened quietly. His face was kind. He did not say I was wrong or right. He just listened with an open heart. When I finished, he looked at me with understanding. He said, "Sometimes life breaks us. It makes us feel sad or lost. But this breaking can also help us. It gives us a chance to build again. We can build a new life, a stronger life, with new hopes." His words were very comforting. They made me think about my journey and the possibilities ahead. He also said that it was okay to feel sad, but it was also important to look forward. He helped me see that my past did not define my future. Our talks were not just about small things. We talked about life, about feelings, and about how to be strong. His wisdom helped me a lot. I started to trust him deeply and truly. Our friendship grew stronger with each meeting. It was a new and good feeling. I had not felt this kind of connection with someone in a long time. Matt became a very special person in my life. He was a true friend. I was grateful for his presence. He was helping me heal without even trying. I was slowly starting to feel hopeful again, day by day. 5. New feelings. Weeks turned into months. Brittany found herself thinking about Matt often. She noticed a new feeling growing inside her. It was a feeling she had not felt in a very long time. She realized she was waiting for his messages. When her phone made a sound, her heart would beat a little faster. She hoped it was a text from him. She would look at her phone many times just to see if he had called. She wanted to hear his voice. She also wanted to see him more and more. Their usual coffee meetings were not enough for her anymore. She looked forward to their time together all week. When they were not together, she thought about their conversations. She remembered his kind smile and his gentle words. This new feeling made her a little scared. Her heart had been broken before. Could she trust these feelings? Could she open her heart again to someone new? One evening, Matt invited Brittany to a special event. It was a small concert in a cozy place. The music was soft and beautiful. They sat together, listening to the songs. The lights were low and the atmosphere was warm. Brittany felt very happy to be there with him. She looked at Matt, and he smiled back at her. In that moment, everything felt right. Then, something happened that made her heart race even more. While the music played a slow song, Matt reached for her hand. He held it softly. His touch was warm and comforting. Brittany felt a strong connection. Her hand fit perfectly in his. She did not pull away. Instead, she gently squeezed his hand. A wave of emotion washed over her. It was a mix of joy and a little fear. She kept listening to the music, but her mind was busy. She thought, "Is this what falling in love feels like again?" Her past marriage had ended with much pain. She had promised herself to be careful. She had focused on healing for a long time. Now, Matt was making her feel things she thought were gone forever. She wondered, can I really start over? Can I trust these new feelings? Is it possible to find true happiness with someone again? The evening ended, but these questions stayed with her. She knew her feelings for Matt were changing. They were becoming something more than just friendship. 6. A call from the past. Brittany was feeling happy. Her heart felt light, a feeling she had almost forgotten. She was spending more time with Matt. He made her smile every day. She was starting to believe in love again. Then, one afternoon, her phone rang. It was a number she did not know. She answered it. A voice spoke. It was her ex-husband. "Hello, Brittany," he said. His voice sounded a little sad. Brittany felt a strange mix of feelings. There was surprise and a cold touch of fear. She had not heard from him in many months, not since the divorce. She had tried to forget him. "What do you want?" she asked. Her voice was quiet. He said he missed her. He said he thought about her every day. He wanted to see her. He wanted to try again. He said he had made mistakes. He promised things would be different this time. Brittany listened carefully. His words made her confused. For a brief moment, she remembered some good times, a trip they took, a time he made her laugh. But then other memories came back, stronger. Memories of long, loud arguments. Memories of quiet dinners where no one spoke. memories of feeling alone even when he was there. She remembered the deep pain in her heart. She remembered his promises. He had promised to change many times before, but he never did. The promises were broken again and again. She thought about the day she signed the divorce papers. The relief she felt then, the feeling of freedom. It had been a hard time, but it was also a new beginning. She had decided to build a new life for herself, a life without constant sadness, a life with real hope. Now she had Matt. Matt was kind and gentle. Matt listened to her thoughts and feelings without judging her. Matt made her feel safe and understood. When Matt held her hand, she felt a warm, happy feeling inside. She did not feel lonely when she was with Matt. He did not make empty promises. He simply showed her his good heart. Brittany took a deep breath. She knew what she had to do. She could not go back to the past. The past was full of difficult moments. The past was over. She had learned lessons from it. She had grown. Her future was waiting for her, bright and full of new hope. Her future was with Matt. "I cannot," she told her ex-husband clearly. Her voice was strong now. "It is over for us. We cannot go back." He tried to talk more, but Brittany stopped him. She thanked him for calling. Then she ended the call. Her hand shook a little. Her mind was clear. She felt a small sadness for what was lost. But then a feeling of peace came over her. She knew she had made the right choice. She looked at a photo of Matt on her phone. His warm smile made her heart feel happy again. She was ready for her future. She was ready for new love. 7, a big question. One sunny afternoon, Matt planned a wonderful surprise. He asked me to meet him at the big park. When I arrived, he was sitting on a colorful blanket. He had a picnic basket next to him. The sun was warm, and it was a perfect day. Many people were walking around, enjoying the lovely weather. Matt smiled brightly when he saw me. He had brought my favorite food. There were sandwiches with fresh vegetables, a sweet fruit salad, and some small cakes. He also brought a beautiful bunch of my favorite flowers. Everything felt special and thoughtful. We started eating and talked about our week, laughing a lot. Being with Matt felt easy and natural, just like it always did. After we finished eating, Matt looked at me. His eyes were full of love and his smile was soft. He took my hand gently. My heart started to beat a little faster. He looked at me for a long moment, then he spoke. "Brittany," he said, his voice quiet but clear. "I want to spend my life with you. You make me happy every day. Will you marry me?" My breath caught in my throat. I did not expect this question today. For a moment, I could not speak. My mind went back to my first marriage, to the arguments and the pain. I remembered signing the divorce papers and feeling so lost and scared. I had told myself I would never marry again. I was afraid of being hurt, afraid of that deep sadness again. But then I looked at Matt. He was so kind, so understanding. He was nothing like my past. He had helped me heal and find joy again. With him, I felt safe and loved. My fear of marriage, which had been with me for a long time, slowly disappeared. It was replaced by a strong feeling of hope and love. This was different. This was real. A big smile came to my face, and tears started to fall. They were not sad tears. They were tears of pure happiness. I squeezed his hand back. "Yes," I said, my voice a little shaky from emotion. "Yes, I will marry you, Matt." He smiled, a wonderful, wide smile, and then he pulled me into a warm hug. In that moment, everything felt right. My journey had led me here, to this park, to this kind man, and to this big question that changed everything. I felt incredibly happy and excited for our future. 8. My happy ending. The day of our wedding was bright and warm. We chose a small, pretty garden for the ceremony. It was not a big wedding, just a few close friends and family members. There were about 20 people there to share our special day. The air was filled with happy talk and soft music. I felt calm and excited at the same time. I wore a simple white dress. It was not grand or expensive, but it felt perfect for me. When I walked towards Matt, he looked at me with so much love in his eyes. He smiled, and I felt like the most beautiful woman in the whole world. His smile made me feel safe and happy, just like the first day he helped me with my spilled coffee. Standing next to Matt, holding his hand, I felt a deep sense of peace. Saying our vows was not scary, like I once thought marriage would be. It felt very natural and honest. I promised to love him, and he promised to love me. Each word we said was strong and true. These were not just words. They were promises from a heart that had learned, healed, and grown. My heart was full of a new kind of love and strength. I looked at Matt and knew that my past was truly behind me. My first marriage ended, and for a long time I felt only sadness and loss. But now I understood something important. That ending was not a failure. It was a necessary part of my journey. It was a step on a long, winding road that led me directly to Matt. It led me to this moment, to this true happiness. My divorce was not the end of my story. It was the beginning of a new, wonderful chapter. It was the path to finding my second husband, my true love. Life with Matt is very different from my past. It is calm, kind, and full of understanding. We talk about everything, from our day at work to our dreams for the future. We cook meals together, and we often laugh at small things. There is no anger or sadness, only a quiet joy and respect. Every morning, I wake up with a feeling of hope. We make plans for our future, both small and big. We want to travel to new places and make our home a warm and loving space. I know that I am truly loved, and I love him with all my heart. This is my happy ending, and I am grateful for every step that brought me here.